Che Mahamaya ki che Veshveshwari Mata ki che Bole Baba ki che. In our last discourse, we read about the wife of Indra, Sachi, doing great praises to the Divine Mother, and that she appeared to her and got a boon. So we'll read about, she got to see her husband, Indra. So now we'll go on to chapter 9. Vedavyasa said Indra was quite surprised to see in this state of solitude his dear wife Sachi, large-eyed and overwhelmed with much sorrow, and spoke thus, "O beloved, I am remaining here alone in this desolate place, unnoticed by all the jivas and devas. O auspicious one, how have you come to know this, and how is it that you have come here?" Sachi said, "O Lord of the Devas, I have been able to know this place where you are staying by the grace of Bhagavati's feet, and I will get you back by her grace. The Devas and Munis, all united, have installed the king Nahusa in your throne. That fellow says, 'O fair one, I am now made the king Indra, therefore you worship me as your husband, and thus oppresses me always, O destroyer of others' strength. That vicious one speaks to me thus, I am weak, what can I do to him?' Indra said, 'O beautiful one, I am now here waiting for the proper opportunity. O auspicious one, you should also make your mind calm and remain there and wait for the proper time.' After Indra had spoken thus to Sachi, Sachi became very sorrowful and drew a deep sigh and trembling said, 'O fortunate one, how can I stay there? That vicious man, puffed up with vanity and pride of his position, will forcibly bring me under his control. The Devas and Munis say this to me out of their fear. O beautiful one, the Lord of the Devas is now very much distressed with the arrows of the Cupid. Therefore go and worship him. O tormentor of foes, how can the Brahman Brihaspati protect me, being himself powerless and under the control of the Devas? O Lord, this is now my grave anxiety. I am a weak woman, having none to protect me, and therefore always under the guidance of a man. Fate is now against me. How can I keep myself religious? I am a chaste woman, devout to my husband. I have got no shelter there. Who will protect me when I fall into misery?" Indra said to her, "O beautiful one, I will now tell you a means which you can adopt, which no doubt will preserve your character in times of crisis. Women cannot preserve their chastity when they are protected by others by thousands and one means, for lust penetrates into their restless minds and carries them to impure ways. It is the good and pure character that preserves a woman from a vicious course. Therefore, O smiling one, you adopt that good conduct and character and remain steady in your place. In case that deceitful, wicked King Nahusa shows his violence upon you, then take time and secretly cheat him. O beautiful one, go to him when there will be no other body present and say, 'O Lord of the world, please come to me on a conveyance carried by the rishis, the great ascetics. I will then be very delighted and gladly yield myself to you. This is certainly my vow.' O beautiful one, when you will say thus, that king, blinded by passion, will engage the Munis for the carriers of his conveyance. The ascetics then will be angry and curse him. The Munis will certainly burn him by the fire of their wrath, and the Divine Mother will no doubt help you. He who remembers the lotus feet of the Divine Mother, Ambika Devi, never gets any difficulties. And if there arises any difficulty, know certainly that it is for his immediate benefit. Therefore, worship with your whole heart the Mother of the Universe, who resides in the jewel island of the Manidvipa, according to the words of the Guru Brihaspati." Hearing thus Indra's words, Sachi Devi said, "Let it be so," and went to Nahusa, filled with confidence and inspiration to carry on the future work. Nahusa was very glad to see Sachi Devi and spoke thus, "O sweet speaking one, are you all right? I am now completely yours. You have fulfilled my word. Therefore I say truly that I am your servant, O gentle speaking one. When you have come to me, know that I am very glad. O smiling one, do not feel any shame before me. I am now your devotee. Worship me. O large-eyed one, speak out. What is that dear thing that I can do for you? I will carry that out at once." Sachi said, "O Lord, you have done all the works. Now I have got one desire to ask from you. Kindly fulfill this, and then I will be yours. O one full of auspiciousness, now fulfill my desire. I am speaking this to you." Nahusa said, "O thou, having a very sweet face, like the moon, speak out your desire. I will carry it out, O beautiful one, with nice eyebrows. Even if it be unattainable, I will give that to you." Sachi said, "O King of Kings, I cannot trust you. Swear on oath that you will fulfill my desire, O King. O truthful King, a truthful king is very rare on this earth. I will speak you my desire when I will be convinced that you are bound by truth. O King, when you will fulfill my desire, I will always remain under your control. This I speak truly to you." Nahusa said, "O beautiful one, on all the sacrifices and gifts that I have ever made, I swear on all my merits that I will certainly carry out your word." Sachi said, "Well, Indra has got for his vehicle this beautiful special horse and the elephant and the chariot. Vasudeva has got his vehicle Garuda. Yama has a buffalo. Shankara has a bull. Brahma has a swan. Kartikeya has got his peacock. And Ganesh has got his mouse. But now, O Lord of the Devas, I want to see your vehicle never witnessed before. I want to see the Munis and the great ascetics observing vows be your vehicle. O King, let the Munis carry your conveyance. This is my ever-burning desire, O King of this earth. I know you are the highest of all the Devas. Let your glory and splendor increase ever and ever. This is the intent, desire reigning in my heart." Hearing Sachi's word, Nahusa, weak and intelligent, laughed and beguiled by the Maya of Bhagavati, began to praise her and said at once, "Oh, beautiful one, truly you have made a nice suggestion of my vehicle. O one having luxurious hairs, I will soon carry out your words, O sweet smiling one. Whoever is eminent and of weak virility, he is never able to engage the Munis as his carriers, no doubt. My unbounded strength will be rendered magnificent and manifest when I come to you on a vehicle carried by the Munis. What wonder is there that the 7 rishis and all the Devarsis will carry me, knowing me as the most capable and superior in all the 3 worlds by virtue of my sheer asceticism." The king Nahusa became very pleased and dismissed Sachi Devi. He then, with a heart flamed with passion, called the Munis and said, "O Munis, I am now become Indra and endowed with all powers. Therefore, you all do my work without being at all surprised. I have got the seat of Indra, but Sachi, the wife of Indra, is not coming to me yet. I called her to my presence, and when I informed her of my desire, she has spoken to me with affection the following words: O Indra the Devas, O giver of one's honor, better come to me on a vehicle carried by the Munis and do thus the one thing for me that I like. O Maharishis, to carry out this task is indeed difficult for me. Therefore, do you all unite, and out of mercy, do this for me in all its completeness. My heart is being always burnt, as I am very much attached to the wife of Indra. So I take refuge unto you, this wonderful work for me. Though this request was very indecent and greatly humiliating to the Munis, They agreed to it out of pity, and also impelled, as it were, by the great fate. When the great seers, the Munis, consented to the proposal, the king, whose heart was very much attached to the daughter of Paloma, Sachi, became very glad, and getting on the beautiful vehicle carried by the Munis, told them to go more quickly, Sarpa, Sarpa. Then the king Nahusa, getting very much impassioned, touched with his feet the heads of the Munis, and being as it were, smitten by the arrows of Cupid, began to whip frequently the Rishi Agasthyas, the best of the ascetics, who devoured the Rakshasas Batapi, who was the husband of Lopamudra, and who drank out of the ocean, saying more. And Nahusa kept saying, more, move faster, on, which translates to Sarpa, Sarpa, which is actually another meaning, has that of a snake. The Muni then became very angry on being thus whipped and cursed him, saying, O wicked one, as you are whipping me, saying, Sarpa, Sarpa, so you go and remain in the dense forest as a huge snake. When many years will elapse, when you will crawl on your own limbs and suffer intense troubles, after that you will again come to heaven. You will be free of the curse when you will see the king Yudhishthira and hear from him the answers to several questions. Thus cursed, the king Nahusa began to chant hymns to the best of the Munis, and while praising, fell from the heavens and instantly turned into a snake. Brihaspati then quickly went to the Mansarava lake and informed Indra everything in detail. Indra became very glad on hearing in detail the downfall of the king Nahusa from heaven and remained there gladly. When the Devas and Munis saw this downfall into the earth of Nahusa, they all went to the lake Mansavara where Indra was staying. They then all encouraged Indra and honored him, bringing him back to the heavens. All the Devas and Rishis installed Indra on the throne and then performed the inauguration ceremony of the auspicious Devi. On getting back his throne, Indra too began to sport in the beautiful Nandana garden with his dear consort Sachi in the home of the Devi. Indra had to suffer such great hardships on account of his slaying the Maharishi Visvarupa, the lord of the Asuras. Subsequently, through the grace of the Devi, he got back his own seat, O king. Thus I have narrated before you, to my best, the excellent story of the killing of Rutrasura, and thus have answered your questions, O ornament of the Kuru family. The fruits will exactly be according to the karma done. The effects of the karma done must be borne whether they be auspicious or inauspicious. So Indra had to suffer for his karma of the killing of a Brahmin. Here ends the 9th chapter of the 6th book on Indra getting the fruits of his killing of Brahman and on the downfall of the king Nahusa from the heavens in the Mahapurana Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshvari Mata ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai.